Hello everyone, welcome to another session of concept learning with MathBuddy. We are going to be learning about area of a shape. Right, so we are going to use this instrument called Geoboard, and as we have seen in other activities, Geoboard has equally spaced pegs in both directions. And we'll use the rubber band to create a shape. So let's say that I create a rectangle like this, right? Now, in a previous activity, we learnt about perimeter of the shape. What did we mean by perimeter? The distance around the shape on the outside is called the perimeter of the shape. So we started from this point and started walking around, and the total distance that we covered till we came back to the starting point, that we called as the perimeter of the shape, right? Now the portion that's inside the rectangle, this portion is called the area of the shape. Whatever is the portion that's inside this rectangle is called the area of the shape. And if you notice, the entire portion is composed of many small squares, right? So you can see there is one square here, another square here. So how many squares do we see? Let's count the number of squares. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this portion that we have inside the rectangle is composed of 12 squares. So we call the area of this rectangle as 12 square units. Okay. So you just count the number of squares that you have inside the rectangle, and that is what we call as the area of the shape. The area of this particular rectangle is 12 square units. Let's create one more rectangle. Let's take this rectangle. And let's say I create a rectangle something like this, right? Now again, how many squares are there inside this rectangle? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we again call this as the area of this particular rectangle, and it's equal to 8 square units, right? So when we talked about perimeter, it was just units, right? We just counted the distances. We just counted the length between these gaps. So the perimeter of this particular rectangle, for example, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But what did we say about this 12? The perimeter was 12 units. It was only a length. But when we talk about area, we talk about square units. How many squares did you have, right? So the area of this particular rectangle is 8 square units. The perimeter of this rectangle is 12 units. Okay. Now, where do we apply perimeter? Where do we apply area of a shape? Why do we need to learn about area of a shape? So let's say that you want to paint a wall of your house, right? And let's say the wall has a length of, let's say, 5 units, let's say 5 meters, and it has a width of 4 meters, right? It has a height of 5 meters and width of 4 meters. And you want to find out how much paint you need to buy. How will you do that? You just count the area of the shape, right? You just find the area of this rectangular wall. And based on that, you can find out how much paint you will need. So if you want to paint 1 square unit, let's say that you need so much paint. And then to paint this 12 square units, how much paint will you need? So that's one application of where we find area of the shape. You may also want to carpet your floor, right? So there again, you need to know how much carpet to buy when you go to a shop. So again, you find the area of your floor, and based on that area, you can buy carpets so that you can carpet that, right? So lots of applications for area of a shape, right? And area can, so let's say that you've understood the area of this particular thing, but is there a way I can find out without counting the number of squares? Did you see any pattern? Let's say that we create one more rectangle here. Let's say I create a bigger rectangle, right? Now I have a smaller rectangle. What is the area of this? This is 8 square units. And in this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 square units, right? Is there any way I can find out the area of a shape without actually counting the number of squares? Let's see what the length of this rectangle is. Length is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the width is 2 units, right? Length is 4 units, width is 2 units. You can get the area of the shape by multiplying the length by the width, right? So 4 times 2 gives you this 8 square units. And in this case, what's the length? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the width is 1, 2, 3. If you multiply the 5 by 3, you will get the 15 square units that you have, right? So if you know the length of a rectangle and the width of a rectangle, you can multiply them to get the area of the rectangle, right? But all shapes may not be rectangular. So, but for any shape, the portion that is enclosed is called the area of the shape. Even if you have shapes like this, let's say you have a shape something like this, right? Again, the area enclosed by this shape is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the area of this particular shape is 14 square units. We call such shapes as compound shapes. We will do a separate activity for this, but just wanted to show you that you can find area of any shape by finding how many square units it's occupying. So I hope you all enjoyed this activity. If you have any questions, write to us at support@mathbuddyonline.com.